Welcome back to our channel, everyone. Today I am kind of just showing off the babies and talking to y'all about how we register or go about registering our grade Nigerian dwarfs. Alright guys, so Ellie here is nursing quads. Cannot believe it. There's two that are a little bit larger, but they were at birth, and there's two that are a little bit smaller, including the little doeling that were kind of nicknamed Tiny, but they're all nursing and they're doing good. We're keeping a really close eye on them, making sure that we don't need a supplement. So she's a good mama. Then we got Ida over here with her two, to where it's been kind of, and thank you, Ida, but Ida has not been herself this kidding season. She had quads, lost two at birth, and then she's got this little doeling that's up in front of her and a little buckling that's behind her. She's nursing both of them, but we're keeping a really close eye on both of them, because we don't like how they're growing, and with just two of them on there, they should be really growing pretty quick. Her two and Ellie's 4 are about 12 hours. They're about 12 hours apart from each other. And you would think that these two of Ida's would be like surpassing Ellie's by now, but they're not. So that's why, one reason why we have these two sets in our well house. But also we've had a storm system that brought a bunch of wind, rain, little bit of cold weather, but enough to chill a baby that is this young, and to where we've been keeping them in here, and our one heat lamp here, which is pretty high off the ground in comparison to where the kids are, but it actually heats it, and then our deep freezes here create heat, to where we just kind of plug our door over there, and they're doing really good. Oh, and that little girl, see, that little girl has a heart on her right side. Cutest thing. But she's jumping up and down. But if the rain holds out today, we'll get them out so that they can play, and get some really good shots of them. But you can see Tiny there in the middle. She's a little trooper, though. Very cute. And she'll be available. All of Ellie's kids will be available. Ida's buckling has been reserved, and I believe her doeling has been reserved. I'll have to double check. Ellie's will come unregistered. They are purebred Nigerian Dwarf, but Ellie is not papered. We could not get her papered, so because of that, and because the Nigerian Dwarf herd book is closed, so we cannot get her registered. Now, normally what we do, what we wind up doing for our little, what are called grades, we normally do a certificate of identification, which is sent off once we figure out names, but I'm not exactly sure if we are going to do that this year because we are still waiting on those certificates of identification on the kids that Ellie and Frost had a year ago. So we'll have to see if here in the next month or so if ADGA is able to fix that problem and push that through to where we can use their next gen software to get certificates of identification for these guys. And mainly what that is it's a it's like a proof of ownership, you know, like a registration is, and to where it will give us the opportunity to tattoo everyone's ears instead of putting ear tags in, because these little guys' ears are small. Here is an example of a certificate of identification for a Nigerian dwarf through ADGA. This is for Frost. It'll have her herd name, her color pattern, her right and left ear identification, tattoos, her date of birth, her sex, and her certificate ID number, along with their stamped approval. You have to mail in these identifications. It does not list their background pedigree, but this will work for identifications. And as you can see, if you want to sell the animal in the future, there is a place to where you can transfer ownership. And I hope that helps, but that is what we do for our grade Nigerians. I think the girls this evening are wanting fed. Hi, girls. Hi, Lucky. They're jealous because these guys, well, there's Luna. That's an empty bucket. But we let Ida and Ellie out of the well house just during feeding time so they could have a little bit of a break. And so Frost and Floppy are headbutting them and stuff. And Martha and Toffee are going over there going nutso. But their babies are in the silo shelter and it's pretty warm in there. It's kind of windy. It's been wet, rainy today, but everyone's doing good.
I'm driving down an empty freeway, no waiting for the light to change. I'm seeing the sunrise behind